Are you thinking about buying your home in Oregon but don't want to make the same mistake thousands of buyers make every day that cause them to miss out on the home of their dreams? If so, this is the place that you need to be. I'm gonna give you the top 5 mistakes that I have personally seen home buyers make that have either costed them thousands of dollars or they lost out of the home completely. And the number 2 on this list is one that buyers generally don't know about until it's too late. So stay tuned and I'll give you these 5 mistakes, how to avoid them, and I'll also maybe throw in a tip that is gonna be really important if you haven't purchased a home in the last year. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Joe Skipper and I'm the owner of Skipper Realty Group, brokered by eXp Realty, and I'm an expert real estate agent based out of Oregon, and I work primarily in the Portland metro area and the Willamette Valley. So if you live here or you want to move to the state, I can help you to do that and get you the top dollar and the best deal on a home when you decide to move. So if you don't mind, like and subscribe to my page, sit back, and let's go over some of the top mistakes that you need to avoid when buying here in Oregon. Now, these mistakes that are made in no particular order, and this video is not meant to make anyone feel bad for doing these things. I'm only doing this video to help you to avoid them or learn from them so that you don't have to go through what so many others have. So to me, number 5 is a common mistake made by a lot of buyers, and that is not understanding Oregon's housing market. Now, if you have a good agent, this may not be an issue at all, but the Oregon market does not follow the plans of the national market. You may hear things on national news media about the market and the housing market in the West, which is generally where Oregon is, but we are unique in so many ways, so using that overgeneralized data could cause you to make decisions that could either cost you thousands or make you sit out of the real estate game when you really shouldn't have. For example, I know people, and I've heard from other agents that have been waiting for over a year now to buy. They thought the rates were gonna drop through 2024 and now are waiting into 2025. Needless to say, the rates have not changed, and actually the prices in the cities they are looking for have increased in value, even though the rates have gone up. Now they're stuck because they're dealing with higher rates and higher prices and now have to look for homes that are cheaper and have less of the amenities that they originally wanted. The Portland metro area and the Salem, Oregon area are different. The housing market in even Southeast Portland versus Northwest Portland are completely different, and you'll see a vast range of days on market, price drops, or multiple offer scenarios. So avoid the mistake of overgeneralizing a city, a town, or even a specific neighborhood. Get together with an agent that knows what they're doing in your market, that shows you they know the market data and can provide that to you, and go with their expertise. Buying may not make the best sense for you in your scenario, but talking with an expert in the industry is really the only way to determine that. So this number 4 mistake would be the number 1 mistake that people make, but I told you these aren't in particular order, but it would be number 1 because of the amount of times that happens and the amount of people that get turned down on the home that they love because of it. This mistake is people not getting pre-approved before they go shopping for a home. The top thing people say is that they're just gonna look around at houses and then get pre-approved if they could find the one that they actually like. And this could work out, but honestly, it won't work out in most of the time. I've had clients miss out on homes by doing this very thing. They didn't want to bug me, thought they could look at homes until they found one, and then they'd give me a call and they get pre-approved. Now, side note, it's my job to be with you through it all, so it never bothers me to work with buyers at all stages of the sale. But my clients are super nice people, and they feel like if they aren't for sure going to buy a home, they don't want to waste my time. Thank you, clients, but stop. You never bug me, and by not talking to me at the beginning, they generally don't know or they didn't think they need to get pre-approved for a mortgage prior to getting serious on buying a home. Now, what has happened more than once is the client finds a home, calls to make an offer, and learns they need to get pre-approved first. This process could be a couple days to get documents together, and by that time, the home had an offer come in and get accepted. Now, if you take one thing out of this video, I beg you to please get pre-approved when you're starting to get interested in buying. It takes very little time and effort. You don't need to marry the lender that you got originally pre-approved with, and by doing this, you're going to be ready to buy the second you fall in love with a home. And more important, you're going to know you can afford it. So get pre-approved for a mortgage as one of the first steps of the home buying process. Now, I can help you at this point, so if you're there, don't make the mistake, call me, we'll get you pre-approved. Underestimating closing costs is number 3 on the mistakes list of things Oregon buyers do. Buying a home can be complicated, and the money that you have to have as a buyer to bring to the table can really add up fast. Most buyers I work with know they have to come in with anywhere between 3% or 20% down to buy a home. Just that? Nope. There are also closing costs that you need to pay as a buyer. This can be anywhere from 2 to 5% of the price of the home that you're looking for. There are prorated property taxes and homeowners insurance that you have to pay when you come to the closing table. Now, if your home is a part of an HOA, you may have to bring cash to cover that portion. Also, during the home buying process, you could find some issues that the seller isn't willing to fix and you still want the home, but you have to pay for those fixes after the sale. There are also title fees to pay, which could be a couple $1,000s. After saying this, it sounds like I'm scaring you out of a sale completely, but this isn't meant to scare you out of the sale, but to give you an idea that there is more to that generic 3% to 20% down payment that everyone talks about. I have some great closing cost sheets that are custom for my clients that give them a reasonable amount of money that they need for closing on a home. Your lender should also give you an accurate amount of money that you need for closing as well, so just know what you need before you buy. You don't want to be house poor, so make sure that you know what you're going up against and don't make the mistake of underestimating these costs. Number 2 on the list isn't as common now, but depending on the market, it's an option that buyers choose and I believe is a huge mistake depending on the home and the buyer's situation, and that is skipping the home inspection on the home that you want to buy. Man, when COVID was running rampant, the rates dropped like crazy. What that caused in the housing market was huge price increases on homes and multiple offers on them. And not like 2 offers. We had 8, 10, 15 offers for one home within a week of it being listed. Now, one of the things, unfortunately, that agents were pushing and buyers were doing was they were writing an offer excluding the home inspection. Great news for sellers, for sure. Great for buyers? Not so much. A home inspection is not only a way for buyers to get an accurate idea of what is actually going on with the home, but in Oregon, it's a portion of the real estate deal when a buyer can renegotiate with the seller or walk and get their earnest money back. So buyers who waive this, waive that right and that huge negotiating tool. And every home has issues. Every home. New construction homes have issues. So walking through the home for 20 minutes on your first or your second showing is not going to cover what is going on with the home. Now, unless you're a contractor, know the owner, or truly don't care, I never suggest skipping the inspection. I've had clients that did it, but it's the exception, not the rule. Now the market is stabilizing and waiving the inspection isn't common, and that is a good thing. But when things get hot, especially coming spring and in certain neighborhoods, this can be tempting. Don't make the mistake unless you truly know what you are getting into. At number 1, and not necessarily the worst mistake, but it has to be listed somewhere here, and it is making a big financial move in the middle of the home sale. Now, what do I mean by this? So say you're in the middle of buying your home. You're applying for a mortgage to get the home and things are moving just fine. You're driving around one weekend and you see that new car that you've been waiting for years sitting right in front of you, calling your name. You go in just to take a test drive. You're not gonna buy it, you just wanna drive it. But the dealer is giving you an amazing deal on it after the drive, and one you cannot pass up. You can afford it, so it's no big deal, right? Not so fast. You may be able to afford the home and the car and maybe 10 more cars, but that doesn't matter when you're in the middle of a mortgage application. If you make a big purchase on something during this time, this triggers warning bells with your lender and the underwriter, and they're gonna catch it. You were currently approved for the mortgage with your debts at the time that you went under contract. If you change that debt, this could change your lending status, your qualifications, and potentially end the sale of the home that you want to buy. Lenders have strict guidelines to follow in order to lend you the large amount of money that you're asking for, and big purchases bring up huge red flags for them. So wait to buy the new car or the large purchase until after the sale. And it doesn't have to be a car. Be careful buying big furniture, hot tubs, or other things that you may want to move into the home after the sale. Talk to your lender and agent if you're about to do something like that, so you will know for sure if it's okay or not with the lender. Now, this mistake can easily end a home sale, and you don't want to make this mistake unknowingly. Most people that make this mistake don't do it on purpose. They didn't know about this rule and they just went about their lives. And they didn't know it was a mistake until their lender called and told them they can't loan them the money anymore. So stay in contact with your team and you will easily avoid this mistake. And a final tip for you in order to not make a mistake in today's current buying environment is make sure you look over the buyer's agent's contract that you're now required to sign. Due to the NAR changes in state laws that have come into effect into Oregon, buyers are now required to sign a contract with their buyer's agent before they walk into a home to see it. Now, this could be as simple as a one-time home showing that doesn't cost you a thing, but there are some contracts that have termination fees with the agent, and most longer-term contracts have some sort of fee that is owed to the buyer's agent if they find you a home and you successfully close on that home. This could be a percentage fee, a lump sum, an hourly fee, so look over the contract you're signing and make sure that you know about these payments. Ours personally is a percentage fee that is more of the traditional and common way that was charged in the past. We walk you through the whole thing and make sure all of your questions are answered, so on our end, you don't have to worry about it. Our contracts are simple, they're easy to read, and that's how it should be with any of these buyer's agents agreements that you should see. Now, the more complicated it is, the more of a red flag it could be. Give me a call and we can talk over ours, or if you need help with one that you're looking at, we can go over that as well. I hope this was helpful for you guys. These are 5 of the top mistakes that Oregon buyers make and how you can avoid them now. With the right team, the right lender, and the right agent, you can avoid most, if not all of these mistakes easily. Some of these are obvious, but the ramifications of them can lead you to a costly mistake and or missing out on the home that you actually love. And speaking of love, I would love to help you buy, sell, or move in Oregon. So if that's in your future, give me a call and we can come up with a customized plan for you and your goals. Thank you. Talk soon.